What's good? Welcome back to the Renaissance Man's Templar, a place for you to come in from the battlefield of life to create, reflect, refocus, and remember the war is yours, so let's conquer it. This is power, what separates the boys from the men. And if you want to conquer it with me, I suggest you hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, turn on bell notifications, and join the League of Extraordinary Spiritual Kings.
Companionship to solely focus on you for a partnership in finances and in life and in bill paying and in goal setting. Like, you ain't even whole enough to be a nigga everything. And when I be saying that, y'all bitches get on my videos and y'all get offended. Like I'm always taking up for the niggas. But women be the main ones pushing for monogamy. And then when a bitch get in a relationship, you don't understand, by asking this man to not fuck nobody else, by asking this man to not call nobody else, by asking this man to not look at another woman for none of his wants and needs as far as male to female, you are then saying, I'ma be whatever you need me to be, nigga, because I don't want, but y'all don't understand that. Y'all just think that's how it's supposed to be because that's what the media and the movies and your man in them taught you. That's what y'all think. Y'all, like, truth be told, if up front a bitch told you, these are all the things you're going to have to do, girl, in order to lock this nigga in like you want to, half of y'all wouldn't even want the nigga after that. But you never sit down and actually really consider, what does it take to be fucking Ray Ray's girlfriend? What does it take to be Michael's wife? Like, what type of demons do this nigga really got? What type of sex drive do he really got if he left every other bitch alone and only fucked with me? What type of things will he want out of me? Y'all be wanting a nigga that's rich and a freak and got a great personality, but is low key, don't talk to nobody, but is a people person, but is like, y'all want all this shit. And girl, if you actually had to entertain that nigga non-stop by yourself, bitch, you be a circus monkey. The way you would have to suck dick on Tuesday, swing from the ceiling fan on Thursday, be a fucking stripper on Friday because the nigga like pole dancing on the weekends. Like, the way you'd have to cook on Sunday, turn around on Monday, and like y'all don't even know the half. And y'all be so quick to want a nigga to just lock in on you. Do you even have enough going on for you to be a person everything? Y'all be on some of these one-on-ones. Y'all don't even really be knowing these niggas to want to be locked in 100%. Then when y'all get into relationships, you want to feel some type of way because the nigga is requiring odd things of you. Bitch, you should have figured all of that out before you was running around here hollering, leave them other hoes alone. You supposed to be with me. Stop texting her. Stop. Y'all don't be knowing the half. When I say stuff like this, y'all get real offended. But this is nothing but cold, hard facts that your mammy didn't teach you. The shit is very deep. Y'all be wanting monogamy and shit. You want to be a person's so focused. That's what y'all be wanting. Like, tell the truth. Y'all want these niggas to only worry about y'all. But do you have enough to even interest a nigga that long? Half of y'all don't even have nothing going on but the nigga. That's it. Outside of being John baby mama and you work at the motherfucking hospital down there as a nurse, you ain't got nothing else outside of that. It's nothing else going on. Nothing. Nothing. You don't got no great goals, no great aspirations. You don't got a lot of data to teach a nigga. You don't go self-educate in your spare time because you're so busy trying to make sure the nigga stay focused on you. But that's like a bitch trying to make you watch a movie that it ain't even that interesting. Just turn it on and look at it. Bitch looking out. Look at the movie. Bitch looking. But bitch, this shit is boring. It's nothing going on. It ain't helping a nigga get a bag. It don't really satisfy my sex drive like that all the way around. It's not doing nothing for me and my children. Why do I gotta keep looking at this? Y'all never consider this shit. This is why I be preaching work on self. This is why I be saying go work on you. So then you don't have to demand a bitch's attention. You don't have to demand that a nigga pay you some mind. You don't have to demand that a dude like uphold these responsibilities in a monogamous relationship. He will do it because the movie is interesting. Because the bitch match what he want. This be too deep for y'all. Y'all don't never want to have conversations like this. When I be talking to y'all on one-on-ones, all y'all be trying to figure out is like how to make a nigga do what y'all want them to do. You never actually consider that you probably it's not enough. And I don't mean that in a way like belittling you. I mean that just being straight the fuck up. And the reason why I can think like this, because listen, I'm somebody, I spent a long time working on myself. Like a long time fixing a lot of fucked up ways of thinking, understanding that perception doesn't mean I'm right, meaning that something from my viewpoint doesn't make me right. It could be real to me on how I viewed it, but it doesn't make the other person. Like, it took me a long time to get my shit together, to be willing to admit when I'm wrong, to be able to stand in front of a man, a male figure, and say, you know what? I was wrong about that. I was running my mouth or over talking you, and I didn't know what I was. It took me a long time to get like that. Now that I'm like that, now that I have my family situation organized and I can co-parent great, and I understand that it's my job to take care of my responsibilities and pay for my vanity needs and, you know, cover my necessities, and I understand life and the way that this country is ran, and that it's not where another person's supposed to come in and cover your. Now that I understand all of this, a nigga can't just bring me in a situation and just try to make me be monogamous with them unless he got enough going on to keep my attention. When I realize, love, there are levels to you. There are depths to you. Like your personality, like listen, when I really got in tune with me, some things came out of me sexually that I never knew. Like I got a different type of sex drive. I got a different type of want and need when it comes to conversation. Like I don't just, you got to have more than dick and money if you coming to sit at the table with me.
Yeah, and I agree with her. You gotta have more than pussy and what else? Like cooking for me to sit at the table with me and, you know, demand monogamy, you know. And it's like a lot of men try to fit that role until it just falls apart, because truth be told is it's not enough, you know. So without further ado, we're gonna look into the pros and the cons of monogamy versus polygamy. You know, it's an age-old debate between the two, and an interesting topic, and people have different perspectives on it. But ultimately, the choice between polygamy and monogamy is a personal one. But what that person does and likes should not dictate what you do, you know. If you are a monogamous person, then you be a monogamous person, right? If you are a polygamous person and that person's a monogamous person, then let them be who they are. So what is monogamy? Monogamy refers to a committed relationship or marriage between two people. It's often seen as a traditional and widely accepted form of partnership in many societies. Monogamy can provide a sense of stability, emotional connection, and exclusivity between partners. Polygamy, on the other hand, involves having multiple partners or spouses simultaneously. There are different forms of polygamy, such as polygyny, one man with multiple wives, and polyandry, one woman with multiple husbands. Polygamy can be rooted in cultural or religious traditions, and proponents argue that it can differ and offer companionship, support, and fulfillment to all parties involved. Now, it's important to note that opinions on this topic can greatly vary depending on one's cultural background, personal experiences, and values. Some argue that monogamy is better suited to their emotional needs and desire for exclusivity, while others may find it better for them to have a dynamic of a polygamous relationship. So let's dive into it. Monogamy and polygamy are two different relationship structures, and each with their own sets of pros and cons. So let's look at monogamy. What are the pros of monogamy? You know, let's really dial this in. You know, let's get to the bottom of it. So, emotional intimacy. Monogamous relationships can offer and provide a deep level of emotional connection and intimacy between partners. because it's just y'all two. You know, you get that alone time, and every time y'all spend time together, it's just y'all two. So y'all get an opportunity to really dial in on each other. 2, focus on one partner. Monogamy allows individuals to dedicate their time, energy, and attention to nurturing a single relationship. Stability and commitment. Number 3, monogamous relationships generally prioritize long-term commitment, which can provide a sense of stability and security. You know, you don't have to worry about somebody stepping outside a relationship and catching a STD potentially, right? 4, reduced risk of jealousy. In monogamy, there are typically a lower likelihood of jealousy arising from multiple partners, although it does happen. Now, what are the cons of monogamy? Lack of variety. You know, some individuals may feel that being with one partner restricts their ability to explore different experiences or relationships, you know, and it might not even be romantic, but that person is getting jealous about something that you do. It could be a business relationship, and that relationship could greatly inhibit your ability to move around and to make things happen, because you have someone who is, you know, holding you and that wants you to be accountable for that monogamous relationship and for their jealous feelings, even if they don't have a reason to be jealous. Like when DDG was with Haley, and you know, he made a song with Bia, and DDG ultimately didn't drop the song. And if he would have dropped the song, it probably would have sparked a lot of, you know, controversy, but it would have courted a lot of attention, one of the laws of power, and made him a lot of money, to be honest. But since he didn't drop it, even if he was to drop it now, it's probably a missed opportunity. You understand what I'm saying? So con number 2, pressure and expectations. Monogamy can come with social and personal expectations, which may create pressure on individuals to conform to specific roles or behaviors, which is what we just talked about. 3, increased risk of infidelity. While monogamy aims for exclusivity, there are still potential risks for infidelity, which can be emotionally challenging for both partners, because, you know, we have an expectation, right? You have an expectation, and that expectation is not for you to come into this being who you are. That means you need to be who I want you to be. You need to be what I want you to be. And if you're not, then there's a problem. 4, dependency on one person. In a monogamous relationship, there's often a heavier reliance on one partner for emotional, social, physical, and financial needs. You know, it's not like they're expecting 50-50. A lot of the times they're leaning on the man 100% to take care of their needs, you know, if they don't have it. And that's an expectation. And that expectation can be a strain on men. You understand what I'm saying? So now let's look at the pros and the cons of polygamy. But first, the pros. Pro number 1 of polygamy: expanded support system. In a polygamous relationship, individuals can benefit from having multiple partners who can provide emotional support, companionship, and assistance. So that's like around the house, you know, there's always someone else to cook. You don't have to cook every day because she's going to help you cook every day. And then I cook on the weekend, on Saturday and Sunday, for example. Or you don't have to watch the kids all the time. You know what? You don't even need your mama to watch the kids, because we can go out together while she watch the kids on this day, and then vice versa the other day, and y'all can go out together on this day. You understand what I'm saying? So there's always someone around to help out. And a lot of people say that it takes a village to raise kids, but then when someone presents you with a village, oh, you don't want these people, or you have a problem with these people. You know, every relationship and situation is going to have troubles, but it's about how mature you to work through those troubles. Pro number 2, shared responsibilities. With multiple partners, there's an opportunity to distribute responsibilities and tasks, which can alleviate, you know, individual burdens. You know, we ain't got to split these bills 50-50. We ain't got to come up with all the money 50-50. Now we got 3 people. Now we got other whatever to help this dynamic, to help us succeed. to come up with new ideas. You know what I'm saying? Now that takes the burden off your back, my back, of wondering where we're going to get it from, because now we got more people working towards a common goal. And it's important to be working towards a common goal, you know, because if you got people going in different directions, all that need to key into that common goal. Number 3, diverse connections. Polygamy allows for the development of multiple connections, fostering a sense of variety and exploration. Okay, baby girl, you don't like to go out, you don't like to club, but she does. So instead of going out with a random person behind your back, you know, I go out with her, and you know her, y'all good, y'all cool, and y'all like to go out together too, right? Now I have variety. I don't have to settle for you and only you, and I don't have to try to change you into something that you're not. You don't like to do some of the things that I like to do, and I don't like to do some of the things I like to do alone. But if I'm just in a monogamous relationship, then I'm forced to do those things alone, right? Which is fine sometimes. But you really want to lock me down to where I never get the opportunity to do these things that I like because you don't like to do them? So it's either you're going to change that you don't like to do those things, or I'm going to change that I like to do those things. And it's not going to happen, me changing that I like to do certain things. If you like to do certain things, you like to do those things, right? So number 4, flexibility. Depending on the specific form of polygamy, such as polyamory, there can be a flexibility in terms of relationship dynamics and agreements. You know, we can talk about what needs to be adjusted, and we can adjust those things. But it helps that we got an extra hand, an extra 2 hands around the house, an extra 4 hands around the house. It helps me for sure. Because now I don't have to be your best friend all the time. When I have to work, you got company. You got somebody else to talk to, right? So what are the cons? Jealousy and competition. Polygamous relationships often require individuals to navigate feelings of jealousy, competition, and potential power imbalances among partners. Now, this just takes a mature mindset, you know, knowing what it is and knowing what it ain't. Number 2, time and energy management. You know, balancing the needs and the demands of multiple partners can be challenging, requiring effective time and energy management. Yo, you gotta have a high sex drive to be slaying down 2 women, you know what I'm saying? Because they're gonna want it. And after you didn't already gave it out, you kind of gonna need a break, bro. You know what I'm saying? So I mean, that's going to keep them on their toes as far as desiring you. You understand what I'm saying? But you have to really manage your time and your energy, because it's going to be at an all-time high as far as demand. And, you know, you want to keep those women satisfied, right? So number 3, legal and social limitations. Polygamy is not legally recognized or accepted in many societies, which can lead to a social stigma and legal complications. Social stigmas of, oh, he doesn't really love you, and if he loved you, he wouldn't be with her and you, or that. And if he loved you, he would marry you, and this, that, and the third. But like I said in another video, you know, marriage doesn't have to be legal. It has to be your father gives you away. In some cultures, they have a price, they have dowry. You get your ring, you have a ceremony, and that can be separate for both women. You understand? If y'all really locked in the way y'all say y'all locked in, then y'all good, right? And number 4, the 4th con, communication complexity. You know, effective communication is crucial in polygamous relationships to ensure all partners feel heard, understood, and valued. And this is something that's going to be taking place a lot. You gotta be up on communication. Talking, letting people know where you are, letting people know how you're going to be moving, who's doing this, who's doing that, you know. And, you know, if you're talking about 3 people, you know, it can be complex. But the thing about this is businesses do it with hundreds of people. You know, they have expectations, they set the ground rules, and boom, they start that business, they keep it running, and they have monthly meetings. They have meetings. They talk about day-to-day complexities. So it's important to note that the pros and cons can vary depending on the individual perspectives, and cultural context and personal preferences. The most important aspect is to find a relationship structure that aligns with the values, needs, and desires of all involved partners, not just one. And ultimately, what matters most is that the individuals are consensual, respectful, and in healthy relationships. Regardless of whether they choose monogamy or polygamy, it's essential to prioritize open communication, honesty, and mutual understanding to ensure the happiness and well-being of all parties involved. But what she said, a lot of women, they get with men and they don't even know what it takes to keep them happy, just locked in on them. You want me to lock in on just you, and sometimes it's just not enough. This is power, what separates the boys from the men. If you like more content like this, please give this video a thumbs up, a like, and subscribe to the league. And until next time, the world is yours.